So 5 years ago, I purchased this TV that's on the wall, and at the time I thought it was an amazing Samsung TV, but really it only had 1080p, the smart features just weren't there, and I realized I bought a TV that was a little bit too small. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Q90T 65-inch from Samsung. As you can see right here, there are a ton of features, so we're gonna review it and see everything it can do. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. Now, I didn't pay full price for this TV. I'm a part of the Insiders program where you can get review products at a discounted rate. So I did purchase this, but with a discount. So today we're gonna do our best to cover all of the great things that this TV has. Some of the things I'm most interested in is, of course, the QLED technology. It has 16 full array dimming zones, and it can now work with SmartThings as well as the main assistant. So we have Bixby, Amazon Assistant, and Google Assistant. So we're gonna check out all that integration. So I'm gonna show you the full process of me getting it set up and how it works. So here it has direct full array 16x, ultra viewing angle, so you can view it from any angle, quantum HDR, 16x again, object tracking and sound, Ultra HD connected, HDR10+, 4 HDMI ports, and then it also, not only does it have assistant compatibility, but it also works with Apple AirPlay and cast your devices right to it. And then it has all these smart apps you would ever want to use inside. So the first thing we're going to do is mount it on the TV. Now, when I did mount this TV, I mounted it a little high just because we got a lot of kids. I didn't want to get it damaged, but the viewing experience isn't great. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the mount down, and we're going to mount this up onto the wall. All right, so the first step is to mount the TV. Now, I said I mounted mine a bit high, so I'm gonna lower it so the bottom of the TV is just about at the top of where my center speaker is. Now, if you wanna mount your TV, try and get it as low as you can. The recommendation is to sit and measure where your eye level is. Right here, it's sitting at the top of the box that the TV is in, and then try and make that the center. That might be a little bit lower here, but I found the TV where it was mounted before was just too high as I was always looking up. So now I'm going to move my mount down so that when I sit the TV on it, it rests right where the bottom of the TV is at the top of the center speaker. Now, when mounting the TV, I just measured from the bottom of the TV to the bottom of the bracket, and then I measured on the wall where I want the bottom of the bracket to be and where the bottom of the TV would be, so it all lined up perfectly. These TVs are pretty big, so I would recommend making a friend to help you whenever you need to move it. Now, I do want to mention that it was slightly warped here at the top. Must have happened during shipping, but after setting up the TV, I didn't notice any damage to the TV itself, so I haven't worried about replacing it yet. As for the ports on the back of the TV, you have 2 USB, you have an optical out, 4 HDMI, one with game mode, one with eARC, you have a LAN port, an E-Link option, and then the coaxial input. Next, I'm going to plug in all my different components. I have a Nintendo Switch, a Wii U, a Mi Box S, a Chromecast, and then I have an Ethernet cable to plug in as well, just to get the best speeds possible. And behind my TV, I am routing the cables up through these little plates that were really nice to make it easy to route the cables through. Now, I do have a crawl space behind my wall, so it was easy to access and route those cables. And also, I was able to wire a new outlet right behind the back of the TV. It is actually against code to put a power cable through the wall. So this brings plugging in my TV up to code, and it also has a really nice look without seeing any cables behind the TV. And if you're wondering about my mount, this is the Samsung full tilt wall mount. Make sure you get the 2020 model, as mine is an older model and didn't quite fit the TV properly. Next, let's take a look at the remote. Inside the box, you do get the 2 AA batteries that are needed, and you can easily slide them into the back. And this is a new simplified remote. I like it way more than the older remotes that had a ton of buttons. Now, on the remote, you have the option to turn up and down the volume. If you press that button, so push instead of go up or down, that will then mute the sound. And then over here on the channel control, you can go up and down for the channel, or if you press the button in, it will then turn on the guide. Now it's time to peel off the protective screen and we're ready to set it up.
Hello and welcome. Please download the SmartThings app on your mobile to start TV setup.
Now I decided to skip the SmartThings setup. We'll do that later, but you can set up the TV all through the remote. Next, we're going to add a wireless connection, so you'll just type that in on screen on the on-screen keyboard. After you agree to the terms and conditions, it will then ask for you to sign in with your Samsung account. This will allow you to download the TV apps, allow you to restore your TV settings, and allow you to sign in with the SmartThings app. Now, the best thing to do is to just grab your phone, open the camera, and then scan the QR code, and that will help you set everything up. Next, you have the option to choose your voice assistant. So you can use Bixby or Amazon. Later, you can download the Google Assistant app to have that on the TV as well. Here it's asking if we want to back up the TV. This is nice if you ever have to reset the TV for any reason. And then we'll type in our zip code so it knows the TV guide for our location. Then we're going to identify the different devices that we have plugged in. And last, it will ask you to sign into a few apps. Here it's asking me to sign into Amazon Prime Video. And again, we're going to scan the QR to easily sign in from our phone. As soon as you finish the setup, it will instantly start showing Samsung TV Plus. This is a free service from Samsung because you bought their TV, and they have a ton of different channels that you can go through and watch. So here it's saying we can watch Vivo Pop videos, or we can watch Nick Pluto, or there's some other popular channels. So really there is a lot of content here. And so you don't need to connect an antenna or anything. It will just start showing some videos. So here you can scroll down and see what's currently live. There you can see some of the channels that it does offer content from. Here we can see movies that are available. And then there's all kinds of different categories, and you can even choose by network to watch videos. Now, when you press in the channel button, it does pull up the guide. So here you can see on the side, it says these are coming from Samsung TV Plus, and you can easily see what's available on TV. So then up here at the very top of the app, you do have the option for captions. Here you can turn on parental controls. So if you do want to lock certain ratings, you can do that. Here we can set a PIN code. So here we can turn on the rating lock, where we can set the TV rating, the movie rating, and so on. So it's nice that it does have those controls. Now I actually don't want to use this. So here on the home row, just hold down, select remove, and then here it gives me a few options where I can just remove it from the home screen, or I can go and disable it. So disabling it turns it off so you don't see it pop up anymore. And then if you want to go back and enable it, all you need to do is go back to the sources menu, find Samsung TV Plus, and select add to home, and that will turn it back on. Now, if you do plug in an antenna, you have the live TV app here where you can see the guide, the channel list, and then here it's showing some recommended channels. I actually don't have an antenna plugged in, so I don't know how I'm seeing anything, but that is available. I have now been using the Samsung Q90T for over a month, and it is definitely the best TV that I have ever owned. So now I'm gonna take you through all the different parts of the TV and kind of the good and the bad about what this TV offers. So let's start by talking about navigating the home screen. So first up, whenever you turn on the TV, it's going to go to the most recent input that you are at, and that is what it's going to display. So here I'm on the TV input. I don't have a cable box or an antenna, so right now it has no signal. Then once you push the home button, here it's showing your row of applications and some other settings. And here you can see the different applications. It will also show you different inputs. So here it's showing Nintendo Switch. That is my Nintendo Switch input that I can select, and then it will go to the correct input. Here it has the live TV input, Disney Plus, and again, it's showing different recommendations up here at the top. Now, one of the main issues with this is without me doing anything, it's starting to show all these recommendations. Now, some of them are fine, but others I may not want to have the recommendations right there on the home screen, and there's really no way to change that. So here you can go through and see all the different applications that I have added. Now let's say there's an app that you don't want to have here anymore. If you hold down on that application, it then gives you the option to remove that, or you could move it. So say I want to move Prime Video up here to the front, I then select and I can move it up here closer to the front. So now if I want to add apps to this menu, I would need to scroll all the way over and come here to apps. And right here, it's showing different recent apps. So these are apps that I already have installed on the TV. So I can select YouTube, I can choose the gallery app, or here I can choose another app that was already pre-installed. Now here's an app that I really don't want to use. So if I push up, we have an option to add it to our home. We can remove or remove all. So I'm just going to remove it. And here it says it's just going to remove it from the list. Now this is not deleting it. It's just kind of removing it from the home screen. And over here, it's showing other recommended apps. Now, some of these I have downloaded like internet, but other apps I haven't downloaded. So if we want to select one, let's say we want to open Apple Music, here it's loading it right up. It's not having to download anything. So it looks like it does have quite a few apps that were already installed. But if you want to see all the apps that are available, you just go to the apps button, push apps, and now it's going to load up all of the apps that you can see and download. So here it's showing editor's choice apps. So these are ones that I've actually already installed most of those, but there are others here that I could install. If I scroll down, here it's showing most popular. So we have YouTube, Hulu, Disney Plus, YouTube TV, Spectrum TV, HBO Max, Sling TV, YouTube Kids, Vudu, Spotify. Pretty much any app that I have wanted is available here through the Samsung Smart TV store. And then here we got Fandango, YouTube TV. You even have Google. So you can download Google Assistant here. It wasn't on there at first, but it updated where it added it, or you can just come here and find it. You have Google Play Movies and TV, PBS Kids, Plex, Netflix, again, Apple TV. So that's a huge request now that a lot of people want to know if they can get Apple TV on other devices. Here you have Amazon's Assistant. There's Samsung Health. You can control your SmartThings right from it. So really a ton of different apps. And then down here, it's showing you different groups that you could go and download. So let's say I want to download some different sports apps. So we can select sports, and here are all the different sports apps that I could download to the TV. Not a ton of those, but probably all the ones that you want to use. Here we have the video category where there are all kinds of different video apps that you would be able to get. Here there are some games. Now this is a pretty limited selection of games, but at least there's something if you want to play a game on your TV. Here we have different lifestyle apps. So this is like music apps or food. A lot of things I've never heard of. We have a relaxation app, Amazon Music. So really a lot of options here. And lastly, there is an education category. Smallest one, but at least there's some. So then the next thing I want to talk about is when you download an app, it doesn't really add it to your home screen. So you actually have to come in here and find the app and then add it to the home screens. So here I want to download Sling TV. I open up Sling TV, select install. It then downloads it to the TV. And then you get a pop-up saying it has now been downloaded and you can open it. And then here, if you want to add it to your home screen, you would have to select add to home. Let's say I go back to my home page. Here you can see that it's not on this row of apps. So to add it to the apps, you would need to go here in apps, under Sling, scroll up, select add to home, and now I have it down here on my home row. So it's pretty limited on this home row, but that is how you can use it. And here in the App Store, if you come up to the settings, you then have the option to delete apps, add them to the home screen. You can lock, move, reinstall, or view the details of the app. And at the very top, it shows that we have a little bit left. I've currently used 2.98 gigabytes of data, and there's only 862 megabytes left. So not a huge amount of storage on the device, but should be enough to download the apps that you want to use. Now let's talk about some of the other options. So here you have home. So when you push home, it's just going to take you and scroll you down where you have all these free movie options. You have free TV shows. Here it's showing Netflix recommendations. Here it's showing free kids and family shows. And from what I can tell, there is no way to customize this. It's just gonna show content, possibly from apps that you have on your TV. I haven't really noticed a change, but what you see here is just what you get. There's no way to customize this menu at all, which is pretty interesting. And at the bottom, you have an option to jump back up to the top. So again, that's the home button, or you just push down and you can scroll through that at any time. Now, if we go back over, there is this little sponsored post on this expensive TV. I don't think this should be here. It's shown a few things that I wouldn't want my kids to see as a sponsored topic. Samsung, stop doing this. Please remove that. So that is the sponsored section. Now that we have our TV set up, let's go ahead and connect it to SmartThings. So we're gonna go into the SmartThings application. And once I open the app, here it's prompting me that it found a new device and if I want to add it to my home. So we're gonna select Add Now, and here we're gonna select Start. So here I'm going to choose Home, that's my main home. And here it's asking what room we want to add it to. I'm gonna add this to the toy room. All right, and here it gave it a name, but we can go and edit that easily. Let's just call this the Samsung Q90 and select Done. All right, now we have the TV in here. Let's see if I press power. It then shuts off the TV. Press power. It then turns on the TV and it even says what channel you're currently listening to. If we tap on the TV right here, so let's see, I'm gonna tap remote and then right here I have a mute option so I can easily mute. And there you can change the volume, you have your power controls, you have your play, forward and back, home, ambient mode, and your voice assistant right there. And then here it looks like we can swipe up to easily change the channel, go to the guide, go to the previous channel, and here we can type in these certain channels. So there is a lot that you can do here. Let's go ahead and tap on home. And so it's gonna bring up the menu there. And then here, under the 4D pad, we get the controls where we can navigate through the full TV right from the SmartThings application. So that's actually really cool that you can do that. And then here in the menu, you have a bunch of different options. Again, it's showing you what you're currently watching. Here it says you can mirror your screen onto the TV. You just need to select Start Now, and then it will send whatever you see on your phone over to the TV. So this is great if you want to show somebody pictures you took or you want to display an app on the TV. This works really well. Now this and the following options are available only if you have a Samsung phone. Here you can view your TV on the phone. This feature is really cool because the other night my kids were asking me to go and pop popcorn while we were watching a movie. So all I did was open the app, view the TV on the phone. I could continue watching the movie while I was popping popcorn upstairs and I didn't miss a beat, came back down and the movie continued to play. Now you do have a few options here where you can turn on and off the TV, you can go back and you can change the HDMI, but I thought it was pretty cool that instantly I was able to view everything from the TV right on my phone as long as I'm near and connected to the Wi-Fi. You can play the TV sound on the phone. Maybe if it's late at night and you want to listen to headphones from your phone, you could do that. When I turn that on here, you can see I now have the volume controls on my phone and it's displaying that the audio is going to my Note 20 and the audio has stopped on the TV. So this is actually pretty cool if you just want to watch TV on the big screen but have the audio come through a different source. And then you can play phone sound on the TV. When this is enabled, it will then automatically open up the ambient mode and it will display this cool little pattern while you are listening to your music on your phone. Now, if we go back here to the SmartThings app, next we have source and apps. So here you can easily adjust the source. Let's say I want to jump to my Chromecast. I can just tap right there and it jumps to my Chromecast pretty quickly. And on the TV, it's giving me a notice of it's changing and adjusting the quality there. So you could go around and go to different sources. And then here you can quickly open different apps. So we've already set up Prime Video, so I can tap on Prime Video and it jumps me right to where I left off on Prime Video. So that's really cool that you have that integration. Next, you have ambient mode settings where you can have your TV automatically turn into a digital picture frame with some really cool art that you already have access to without having to go out and add your own photos or anything. And then here it allows you to keep updated with different events and the weather and the time right on the screen as well. And then here it does say that you can customize the content. Now you can also do this right on the remote by pressing the ambient button right here. And here it will take us through the ambient setup on the screen. And down here at the bottom, you can choose the different styles that you want to use. You can use my album, so you could add your own. But let's go ahead and select the decor. And then here we could choose some different options. And then you can even adjust the color. Wow, that's pretty cool. And there's even background music. Now going into ambient mode on SmartThings, it does give you the option to take a picture of your wall that's behind the TV and it will help adapt to your surroundings. And then last here we have universal guide. So enjoy TV and movies from different recommended applications. So here are some like top trending movies that you could look at. You can swipe over and see them. And then when you find something you want to watch, let's say we want to watch Ella Enchanted, we can select watch now. And here it's showing different providers in which you could watch this from. So here it's saying you could rent it, or it's free here on Vudu, or different options going down the list. It looks like it's repeating a few different times because there's different options. You could purchase, you could rent, or you have free. And then down here at the bottom, you have your remote. So you can just quickly jump right into your remote. And so that's an overview of what the SmartThings application allows you to do with your Q90 TV. Next, you have Ambient Mode. So again, there is a button for this on the remote, but if you want to jump into Ambient Mode, you are able to do this. Now, Ambient Mode has a ton of settings. One setting that I've really liked is I can come over here to the routines, and I can have it automatically turn on the ambient mode at a certain time of the day and show you the time, or I could have it show the weather or something like that. And then here you have all kinds of controls for brightness, color tone, and so on for the picture that's being displayed. And then here you have all the different things you're able to view. You can have it show time or a world map or weather. And the last thing I want to check is making sure you can add your own photos. So here under the view help, it says if you go into the SmartThings app, connects to the TV, and then you can choose them there. So here I'm in the SmartThings app. I have changed the name here to Samsung TV, and there we have the ambient mode option right there. So if we open this up, we can then see all the different options for ambient mode, mood, relaxation, decor, and so on. So here I could view on TV, and then it changes that on the TV. And then here you can also change the style and everything right on the device. You can even skip stones. Okay, that's pretty cool. Pretty random, but pretty cool. After ambient mode, you have the apps, then you have search. So when you open search, it's going to load up whatever the TV can find. So let's just say we want to search for Elf. So here it's showing video on demand, Elf. Here it's showing some other recommendations from Elf. Going down, you can see different movies and TV shows. It would also pull up apps or other things you could search for. Going over one more, we have source. So here you could jump to the Samsung TV Plus. Here you can go to your input 1, 2, 3. Right now I don't really have anything there, so it hasn't detected what they are. Here I have Nintendo Switch. And then here I have my NAS storage. So it's actually directly linking to my NAS because it's on the network. And then I could come in here and quickly view different videos or photos or whatever I have on my network drive. So that's a really cool feature. It's built right in. I don't really have to have another app to do that, but let's just go in here and play a movie real quick, see how it works. And just like that, it loads without issue. So that's pretty cool. Next, we have remote access. So access to remote PC and work resources with this function. So here you would be able to remote into your PC. So if you know that info, you'd be able to put that in there. Here you have screen sharing. So you can share your PC's computer right to this device. So here on my Windows 10 PC, I just need to select connect. Here it's showing different options. I can see my Samsung TV. And now it is displaying up here on the TV, and that's actually working really well. The router that I've used is this Asus router up here. And there's a ton of settings to it. Next, you have Samsung DeX. So I can actually use my phone. So here I can go into the settings, and then I can select DeX, and now I can wirelessly mirror my phone to the Samsung TV. So here it is showing the Samsung DeX interface. Now to interact with this on my phone, I need to select the use your phone as a touchpad in the notification. So now Samsung DeX allows you to use your phone in a more desktop-like interface, so you can open applications. And here you can see that they open up nice and big, just like they would on a full desktop computer. I can even drag it up here to go full screen. There's a new feature where I can drag 2 apps. So I can drag this one over here, And then any running apps I can easily select. So Samsung DeX allows you to do a lot of cool things. So it's nice that it's now wireless on the newer Samsung phones right to the Samsung TV. And then last here we have Office 365. So you'd be able to log in here and easily view your Office files like PowerPoint and so on. And down here at the bottom, it can bookmark your saved cloud services. Next, we have the connection guide. So if you need help in connecting any of your devices, you are able to go through here. It will help you connect audio devices, video, your smartphone, PC, different input devices if you have a mouse or a gamepad or Bluetooth keyboard, game console, or even external storage. So really a lot of different options you can connect directly to the TV. And then the last option here is the universal remote. So what you are able to do is control other devices from the Samsung TV remote. So if I want to add a new device here, I could choose a satellite box or a home theater system, an OTT box or game console, or a Blu-ray disc player. So for this, I've gone through and added my home theater system. So you come in here, you are able to choose the brand you want to use. So I have an Onkyo receiver. So here I'm just controlling it over optical. And now you're going to go through a power test. So we're going to select to see if it turns off the device. It didn't, so I'm going to say no. No. And on the 5th try, it actually turned off the receiver. So yes, that worked. And now we can select done. So now it's telling me I can easily switch between the TV speaker and my home theater system in the quick settings output. So now if we come over here under the settings, under the quick settings right here, I have the Onkyo as a sound output or the TV speaker. So I can easily switch back and forth like that. Now, one other really cool thing that this added is here on the remote, under the little info button here, the one with colors and 1, 2, 3. So when I push that, it's then going to show these different guides that I can scroll through. So here it's showing a numbers row, it's showing the colored buttons, and last here, it's showing some other information. So we now have an option where we can turn on and off the home theater system. So this isn't as great as like a Fire TV stick that can actually do both the TV and the receiver at one time, but it's really nice that I do have the option to turn it on. So here, I push that and then it turns it off. Let's try again. There, it turned it back on. The next option here is showing I can change the input on the receiver of the home theater system. Here you could change the sound mode. And then last we have the stop option and more info. And you can move this to the top or bottom, but that only shows up when you push that little info button. Now, the last thing that we have here is the settings. So here we have the quick settings. You can go and check out the e-manual. Here you have intelligent mode, which allows the TV to automatically adjust certain things about the TV without you doing anything. We've kind of had it on, and so far it seems to be working just fine. So here it's automatically going to adjust the picture and it's going to adjust the volume. And then here you have the picture mode you can change, the standard. I don't think those are showing up because right now this input isn't supporting that. Then you have the sound mode. Here you have game mode, so you can do game mode on. The screen got really bright and vibrant. Game mode auto or game mode off. And then here you have captions on or off. And you have a sleep timer where you can set 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 120, 180, or off. And you could come in here and even do a little bit more fine tuning of when the sleep timer is going to turn on. And if you want it to turn off on certain days, you can do that as well. So those are all the quick settings, but then if you just click on the settings, you now have all the settings options. So here you can adjust the picture size. You can go into expert settings and totally tweak all of these different settings right here. Next, we have sound. So right now we have sound output, which is optical. You could choose TV speaker or Bluetooth. Trying Bluetooth, I didn't have a great experience. There was a pretty high audio latency. So the mouse on the TV and the audio from the speaker didn't line up great. And I've noticed that a little bit with optical. Now I am using an old receiver. I'm actually getting a new Samsung soundbar to see if it's any different. But the TV speakers also have worked pretty well. Under expert settings, you have all the options for HDMI eARC mode, digital output. If you had Dolby Atmos compatibility, everything would be right there. Broadcasting is where you adjust the tuner. So if you have plugged in an antenna, here it will let you program and set up the different channels that are available in your area. Here we have general, so you can turn on and off that intelligent mode. Next we have voice. I'll cover this in depth in just a moment. Here you have network, so you can do 5 gigahertz or you can be plugged in over Ethernet. Here you can manage the system. Here you have external devices, so you can adjust the HDMI CEC option right here. Now here you have Apple AirPlay options, so you should be able to send your phone to the TV. Let's test out AirPlay, so this will work on iPhones, iPads, Macs. So I'm gonna scroll down. Here I have the screen mirroring option, and it's showing my Samsung TV is showing up. So now I just need to type in the code that's on the TV. Okay, and now whatever I do on my iPad here, it is going to show up on the TV. And here you can see it does open in the multi-view window. To switch to full screen, just use the TV remote to select the iPad, and then it will go full screen. And now here you can see it's very responsive. Let's go ahead, open up an app. And there is audio delay, but that's expected whenever you are mirroring something. So that is how you use AirPlay. Now you can also cast to the Q90T with such apps as YouTube, as well as Netflix, sending videos right to the TV from your phone. Now let's take a look at the last few settings here. Here you have different eco solutions, tons of accessibility features, so you should be covered if you are looking for any of those. And then here you have the smart features, so the smart hub, the auto run last app, and the auto run multicasting. So lots and lots of cool stuff. And then lastly, you have the support and the terms and privacy. Now the next feature is being able to send your phone to the TV while still watching what you were ever watching. So this is nice if you want to show something on the TV while you're watching a game on the side or playing a game. So here my kids were playing Minecraft, but I wanted to see something on the big screen. So all I need to do is tap my phone up here on the TV, and this will only work on compatible phones. And then it gives me a few different options where I can customize how big my phone is. I can change if the input that it's showing on the left side is bigger or smaller, or if they kind of match. So that was actually a really cool feature. If you want to send stuff to your TV a lot, that's going to be the best way to do it. And it's pretty cool that you can just tap the side of your TV to do that. To make sure this is going to work on your Samsung phone, head into the SmartThings app, and then you're going to select the menu, select the settings, and then you're going to scroll down and turn on tap view, tap sound. Then this allows you to tap on the TV. Now when tapping on the TV, I found that it was the very back top part that worked instead of the side like this picture shows. Once connected, you'll then see your phone screen next to the TV's input. Now with the TV remote, you have the option to switch the current input. You can change the screen size so that one of them is bigger than the other or the same. And then you have the option where you can adjust the PIP position. So that would shrink the phone down. You can choose the different sound output, so where the sound is coming out of. And then you have sound distribution. So when you turn this on, both of the inputs are going to play sound, and you can choose if you want one side to be more prominent than the other. So this is nice if you still want to hear something from both. And then last, you do have the option to make the original input the small size and the phone the big screen. So there are really lots of options with this multi-view setting. So now let's go ahead and add Bixby and Amazon Assistant to our TV. So to do this, all I need to do is press the mic button on the remote for the TV. It's gonna pop up our assistant menu, and here I can choose my assistant. So let's go ahead and get started with Bixby. So with Bixby, we have the option to just say, "Hi Bixby," and then it will start listening to us from the remote, or we can press the microphone button. And here we can set it up. So let's set it up now. And here we can create a voice ID so Bixby can recognize my voice to change the color and automatically sign into my account. So let's select start. All right, so Bixby is now set up. Go to Nintendo Switch. And there I can easily change between HDMI, change channel, all kinds of cool stuff. So if we want to change our assistant, we can come over here to the settings, tap settings, and then we can go down to general. And then here we have voice. And here we can change and go to Amazon. And so here it's going to have you sign in with your phone. Now, if you're not seeing Google Assistant, you do need to make sure you have the Google Assistant app. But for this, it's going to have you go to a website, and then it's going to have you link your Google account to the TV. And now we need to set this up on our mobile device by going to g.co/assistant/setup. All right, let's do a voice assistant test. We're going to start with Bixby. You need to hold down the mic button and then speak your command. What's the weather like tomorrow?
Tomorrow, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 35 degrees and a low of 20 degrees.
Play Elf.
Which of these did you want?
Search for Christmas movies.
Which one would you like?
So it found movies, but not Christmas movies. Turn off family room lights.
Actually, that device couldn't be found.
Play Tech with Brett from YouTube. All right, so it found my YouTube channel and it did ask me if I wanted to play the video and if it was the right one. So that's actually pretty cool. Set a 30-second timer.
How long should I set the timer for?
5 seconds.
How long would you like the timer to run?
5 seconds.
All right, I set your sleep timer.
All right, so the timer sets a sleep timer, so it's going to turn off after that amount of time. Switch to HDMI 4. Open Plex. Turn down the volume. Turn off the TV. All right, so I'm actually pretty impressed with how quickly Bixby was able to run commands and what it was able to do. Let's go ahead and try out Amazon Alexa. What's the weather like tomorrow? So I'm not really sure what happened, but I started receiving this error where it wasn't able to connect to Amazon Alexa server and I could not get it to go away. I even called support. The answer is to factory reset the TV, and then you can actually do a restore, and then I got it to work. So let's head to that test. What's the weather?
In Orem, it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies.
Play Elf.
Here are some results.
Okay, same results as we've seen before. Turn on the family room lights. All right, those turned on. Play Tech with Brett on YouTube.
Here's what I found.
Okay, so it loaded up my channel and it's asking if I want to play the video. Set a 30-second timer.
30 seconds, starting now.
Stop timer. Switch to HDMI 3. Now sometimes it's not showing that it's responding to voice commands, but then it continues to work. Open Plex.
Getting Plex from Samsung.
Okay, that works. Turn up the volume. Turned up the volume. Power off the TV. And the TV powering off works as well. So it actually responded pretty well. The only problem was getting it set up. Once it's working, it works well. Now let's see how Google Assistant does. What's the weather tomorrow?
Sunday in Orem, there'll be snow with a high of 41 and a low of 25.
Play Elf.
Here's what I found.
Here it pulled up the same search as Bixby did. Search for Christmas movies.
Here's what I found.
Hey, it actually works. That's something I really wasn't looking for, but it looks like some of these other options would work. Turn off the family room lights.
All right, turning 5 lights off.
All right, that worked great. Play Tech with Brett from YouTube.
Here's what I found.
All right, there it opened YouTube. It's asking if I want to play that video, and here it is playing the video. Set a 30-second timer.
Sorry, I can't set timers yet.
Okay. Switch to HDMI 4.
Input to HDMI 4 on Samsung TVs.
That's great. Open Plex. Turn up the volume. Turn off the TV.
Samsung Q90 isn't available. You might want to try setting it up again.
Interesting. Turn off Samsung TV.
Alright, turning off Samsung.
And Google Assistant did work pretty well. It did seem slightly slower than the other assistants. Now I did try viewing a camera on the TV from the other assistants, but it wouldn't work. Maybe if I had a SmartThings camera, I would be able to view it, but all my attempts failed. Speaking of SmartThings, let's head into the SmartThings app. Here in the SmartThings app, you are able to view all of your devices just like on the app on your phone. And here I can come in and quickly turn on and off connected devices. And you also have the options to set scenes. Now, I don't know if it's very convenient to come in here and do this. I would prefer just to do it all by voice. Now, after linking all the assistants, you do get the option to turn on and off the TV in the Google Home application, as well as with the Amazon Assistant app and through SmartThings. So plenty of ways to turn on and off the TV. So now let's test out some video. Here it is playing from Netflix. I do pay for Ultra HD 4K, and the audio right now is coming out of the TV.
You like my new toy?
So as you can see, the picture quality is outstanding, and this is where the QLED really shines. When you have those really deep blacks, it is able to have just really nice picture without it becoming distorted or gradient at all. Let's try an example from Disney Plus. Here on the app, it's showing that it's 4K Ultra HD, HDR10, and 5.1 surround sound.
You can do it. You almost got it.
Again, excellent quality. Let's try one more from Voodoo.
What are you? Just a guy here to rescue these dragons. So, look.
And now let me show you some gaming. So here we're playing Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch, and it just looks amazing. I love the size of the screen. I love the quality of it. Looks great. Here we have gaming mode on. So this really just increases the brightness, and overall it looked really great. This TV is really good at going really bright and very dim. Now here we're playing on Google Stadia, 4K, 60 frames per second. This is the turning test. Right now there's not much action happening, but it looks really great. Now let's try Metro 2033. Here you can see in this scene, it has really good colors. Even though there's a lot of dark scenes, a lot of red coming through, it still looks really fantastic. And this is really going to be an awesome TV for any gamers because of the quality of the color and what QLED provides, being able to show really nice colors even in really dark settings. After spending some time with the Samsung Q90T, overall, I'm incredibly impressed with what the TV is able to do. Now, the main reason you're gonna buy this TV is because of that picture quality. Just everything was very crisp and clear, and the colors are very vibrant, and I love the range of color that you are able to get. I haven't been able to see any of those gradient lines you'll usually see on some of those darker movies. Everything on here has worked and looks really, really great. Now for the sound quality. So most of the time I've been using this with my receiver and my 5.1 surround sound system, but just when using it with the TV speakers actually sound really great. I will be reviewing the Samsung 950T soundbar to be able to see what that experience is like, so stay tuned for that. Next, let's talk about app support. So with other devices like a Fire TV stick or the new Chromecast, there's been a lot of complaints that certain apps aren't supported on those devices. Well, with this, I was pretty much able to find every single app that I want. If you want Spectrum TV, it's there. If you want the HBO Max app, or if you're looking for Apple TV Plus, it is there. It's really nice to know that there's quite a bit of support for apps and you don't need to add an extra dongle or anything to it. Now, moving past the apps, the interface is where I would say that this struggles. Now, Samsung has been doing smart TVs for a while, but the interface is looking really outdated, and I don't like how there's not much customization. You can't remove certain sections. It's kind of just all there out in the open. And the sponsored box to me is just really weird why that's even on the TV. On the new Chromecast, there is like a sponsored section, but I feel like it just looks better and it doesn't look out of place. So I would like to see some improvements on the software. Now, when you're navigating through the menu with remote, sometimes it is a bit laggy, or if you're trying to type in something with the on-screen keyboard, sometimes it's pretty sluggish to get to the next letter. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's enough where I would say that it is a bit of a problem. I think Samsung really should have figured this out by now after doing so many different smart TV devices. So hopefully that can be improved over time. Next, let's talk about the different voice assistants. So I'm actually impressed with how well Bixby is able to work on this. Now, I saw Bixby a few years ago at CES and how it was working on the TV, and it did pretty good, but I would say this is a pretty big improvement. The response time is very snappy, and it's able to do quite a few different functions. Every once in a while, it didn't pull up what I wanted it to, but at least it's there. And then Google Assistant, it's so nice to be able to finally have Google Assistant support on a Samsung TV. Now, I would like some more integration like Android TV, but it's nice that the Google Assistant is here and it did perform well. Now, there are some functions that weren't able to work, like would work on the new Chromecast with Google TV, but I'm not gonna complain too much because at least it is there. Now, next, let's talk about the remote. I actually really like this remote. It's just very simple. It's easy to hold in the hand. There aren't a ton of buttons. You just have everything right here. You have the volume control and you press to mute, and then you can change the channel. And then down here, when you press on the apps that are there, it actually opens them very quickly. So I would say they did a great job with the remote. The only real thing I need to mention about the screen quality isn't really about the screen, it's more about the reflections. So actually right here, you can kind of see there's this little stream of a light. That's a reflection from one of the lights I have here. And then I have these other can lights that can be angled up here. And if I have them at the wrong angle, you'll then see this line across the TV. So I have to make sure that those are pointed away from the TV so there aren't any weird reflections. Now, the last smart home function I want to talk about is being able to control this with a smart speaker. So here I have a Nest Audio or an Echo Dot. And after connecting the TV to SmartThings and then connecting SmartThings to the Google Home or the Amazon Assistant application, I can say that you can turn on and off the TV by voice with these devices. For years, this has always been a problem, so it's nice that I have that full integration. So there you go. That is the Samsung Q90T. This is actually one of my very first smart TV reviews, so I would love your feedback. What did I miss? What do you want to know more or less of? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and tweak and update how I do reviews for TVs. In the future, there's a ton to talk about, so I don't really know what's the most important for you to see or hear about, so please give me that feedback. Now, if you do have any other questions about this TV, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll go through and do any testing that I need to so that you can know if this is the right TV for you. And if you want to see other options for smart TV devices, whether it be different dongles or TVs that I review in the future, you can check out those videos over here on the side. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.